Alrighty everyone, Super Slav here, back with another video. Today we are going to finally review Ninjago Crystalized. Because I know some people were asking for this, and since I did the others, and since Ninjago Saga is currently coming to an end, as in like the current saga is coming to an end, I thought it's time to talk about it. Without further ado, let's get started and talk about the episodes and whatever is going to be in the episode. I'm going to talk about it. So consider this a spoiler warning. If you don't want to get spoiled, then don't click on this video and go watch the show, which is on YouTube for free on Lego's YouTube channel. So without further ado, let's get started with Farewell to Sea. And so Farewell to Sea starts with Misdemeanor from Seabound, who is still, smuggling Vengestone for this mysterious Vengestone buyer. And she gets surprised by the new ninja that come and attack. They ruin her plan. They try to stop Misdemeanor from escaping, but unfortunately, the new ninja fail. Misdemeanor escapes with the Vengestone, and then the ninjas we see are separated, as in like Cole and Zane are together in the monastery in the hangar bay, I think it's called, with Pixel. They're just fixing, I think, Cole's motorbike, and then Gail Gossip, the news reporter, basically reports that the new ninja were trying to stop Vengestone, and then we have this new mayor guy, which basically doesn't like the old ninjas, so he basically thinks the new ninja are better. So, which is Mayor Trustable, by the way. Just remembered his name, Mayor Trustable. So, he likes the new ninja, doesn't like the old ninja, and then the old ninja, aka Cole watches that and finds it and is like, wants to do something about it, so he tells Master Wu that he's going to gather the team. So Cole and Zane first see Kai, and Kai is teaching kids to do violent things to their enemies. So, and Kai was very easy to convince, but Lloyd, on the other hand, they go to next, and he's kind of upset because he takes blame since he is their leader. He takes blame for their actions, for the team's actions. So he doesn't join them yet until much later into the episode, till he remembers Nia wouldn't want him to quit like this and would like him to do it. So yeah, Lloyd is going to rejoin the team later, but first Kai, Zane, and Cole is going to see Jay at the lighthouse, and from season 6 and season 2, that lighthouse. We don't see Echo Zane though, which is a little disappointing, but that's alright, I guess. So yeah, we see that lighthouse, the one that Dr. Julian was held prisoner for in the season 6, episode 62, episode, The Last Resort, episode 2. So we see that. We see Jay, who has a beard, like an actual beard. So Kai, Cole, and Lloyd basically go and, try to convince Jay to join the team, and Jay's like going crazy. He's talking to glasses of water thinking it's Nia, and the ninjas try to tell Jay that it's not, and they try to make Jay join the team, as Jay's like, nah, no one, everyone else forgot about Nia, and I'm going to stay right here. And then he sees bottles of lanterns to remember Nia, because this is all 1 year later, by the way. Forgot to mention that. So since Jay sees that everyone remembers Nia, Lloyd comes in, and everyone does the hand thing and says, "For Nia, for Nia." Alright, so I'm not going to do review scores because, it's a little bit hard. I don't do that, but we're going to talk about the things I like in the episode. The Benston story is going very strong, very well. Mm, and then the ninja separations, basically season 4, episode 1, but less time. But they're working with what they got with 11 minutes, so I think it's very well. Cole is very cool, and he has a new voice actor, which is Andrew Francis. I know I'm probably not going to remember most of the voice actors for the characters, but he does his best to replace Kirby Morrow as best he can. But Kirby Morrow is still the best Cole. But we all knew that. But Andrew Francis is good Cole too. So yeah, that was it for. Oh yeah, in episode 1, I forgot to mention Zane has lost his. He turned off his emotions, so he's not going to be able to do his turn. He's not going to be able to have emotions for the couple of episodes. So this was a good episode, good strong episode for Ninjago Crystalized, episode 1. So now we go to episode 2, The Call of Home. Now this one is about Nia saving a sailor. I'm pretty sure. I forgot the name of the sailor, but I mean, I really don't know much about those sailors. Just a random sailor. He just saves from overboard, and then Nia, starts to regain her memories. Talks to Nia, the previous ones who master water, and and then she regains her memories from some memories include from season 6, from the lighthouse and Nia's death from season 6, and some memories from Seabound, and then she goes to the lighthouse to find Jay. She can't find Jay, and she's and the water literally in her is like literally trying to push her back into the water. So she cannot be on land for that long. So because she's connected to the sea. Then Nia gives Nia an idea to try to lose her powers, which Nia does, which Nia goes off to find the ninja once again, so she can lose her powers. Now, I know the plot wasn't really not really much of a plot, but besides just Nia regaining her memories and going off to try to lose her powers and find her friends. So, I mean, I don't like how though there is some pros. I think number one, we got to see previous Neod. I mean, the previous Master Water Neod for the first time, not in a flashback, but the actual. It's too bad we're not going to see Neod again. So that's a little bit disappointing, but it's all right. I guess. I guess we're not going to see Neod. We see the lighthouse again. We still don't see Echo Zane. And Nia's gonna try to lose her powers, which yeah, if you go try to watch this together, and I have the same complaint as a lot of people. Nia should not get back her powers and should stay in that ocean. It's kind of, I know it's 1 year later in the show, and then for the audience, we watched 1 year later. But think of the people that actually are going to watch the episodes in like one run. Which think of people who are going to watch this in few episodes each. Like let's say some people like to watch the end of Seabound and beginning of Crystalized. They're gonna be like, "What? Nia's back. We get to see Nia after 2 episodes." Mind you, 2 11 minutes episodes. And, you know, and it could work. Like, for example, Ninjago Season 4 Tournament of Elements, we saw Zane briefly for episode 1 at the end. So, we did know he was alive, but we didn't see him rejoin the ninja, which brings us up to episode 3, The Shape of Nia. Now this episode is going to be very interesting for the beginning because they try to find So they look at a subway and they basically trying to find this mysterious Venstone by secret area. So they try to go through a tunnel, I think, under the Ninjago, and they look to try to find a secret passageway, which they think is a dead end. But spoiler alert for episode 12, that's literally a secret. It's literally the secret passageway to the secret base. So yeah, so the ninja think that they're not there's nothing there. Even Zane doesn't scan, say, hey guys, something is behind here. So, you know, yeah, so they basically found a cart with Vengestone in it, with a guy in it. And and this guy's like, thinks that the ninja were the ones that ordered the Vengestone, but no, it was Misdemeanor. Misdemeanor came in and is like excited to spike the real ninja, probably because she loves them losing or something. So, Misdemeanor and her henchmen literally fight the ninja, and the ninja are losing until the new ninjas show up and then just defeat Misdemeanor. They just defeat Misdemeanor and the henchmen, and, we don't see Misdemeanor again after that for the rest of the season. I'm not kidding. Why would Misdemeanor be broken out? Broken out. I mean, sure. I mean, you would think the mysterious buyer, which I already know who it is, but I'm not going to say in this episode breakdown. But you would think that they would recruit this misdemeanor to join the Vengestone army, but nope, not at all. So she's stuck in Criterion prison for the rest of the season, and who knows if we're here again. So you know, it's a little disappointment, but it's all right. At least we got what misdemeanor episode focus. We got two episodes, episode 1 and 3, and then C-Bound that first episode. So at least we had 3 episodes focusing on misdemeanor, but it would be nice to focus on her more. But anyways, back to the episode. So, this episode basically, oh yeah, the police commissioner comes in and he basically congratulates the new ninja, doesn't even give the old ninja, the credit they deserve for trying. And the new ninja just start insulting the ninja, be like, "Oh, we love protecting the weak," and then they called old. So, and the ninja get angry, especially like Lloyd. After the new ninja disappeared, they go back to their base, and Lloyd gets so angry, and then Jay spills up the. Then Jay basically says, trying to focus on Nia, and then Kai gets so angry that he literally just accidentally spills the bottle with water, which Jay thinks Nia's again, and Jay gets so angry, and they start a fight for what, 20 seconds, 30 seconds? I forgot how long it was, but it was not that long, because then Nia just shows up, and then, Nia tells them to remove her power, and Zane freezes Nia with ice, and then basically, they talk about how they're gonna go see Asphyra, and Wu's like, no, that is out of the question. We're not gonna let her out. And so yeah, the ninja plan to go break Asphyra out. So yeah, so that was an interesting plot episode. So basically, Nia's now frozen for a bit, and they plan to go see Asphyra. So I love the beginning with the ninjas versus misdemeanor, but again, the small disappointment is misdemeanor doesn't. We don't see misdemeanor for the rest of the season, which I mean, I feel like she should be part of the council in a way, but I mean, and also for those saying that she won't have a golden weapon. I mean, there's another person besides the crystal, besides the mysterious person, like the big bad, didn't get a golden weapon as well. So I mean, you know. And by the way, Zane freezing Nia, you know, I wonder. I mean, why Zane didn't freeze her in Seabound? Like, when before, like she was on the roof before she left. She could have done that, right? I mean, yes, I know that there would be no way to contain her for long enough. Yes, I know what would be the point. I mean, they would have to go see Asphyra, anyways. But like, I mean, I know that they basically wait. I mean, I know Nia literally just made the water level go down, right? But like, let's say they did that. They waited a little bit, right, till Nia did that. Then they could freeze her, right? Then they could take her. I don't know. Just I don't know. Pick her up. I don't know. Take her back to the base and then go find Asphyra. I mean, I know maybe it doesn't make sense, but like clearly they could. Clearly that they would. The ninja could do that, right? I mean, but it's all right. It's I know, I know it would be a lot different if the plot didn't work like that, but So yeah, so they're gonna go see Aspira from season 11, which brings up to a mayor problem with Mayor Trustable and the ninja, except Zane, because Zane's freezing Nia, keeping Nia cold, unfrozen. They go visit him, and the mayor brings up a good point, but like, and then they try to ask the mayor if they could release Aspira so they can, bring Nia back, and the mayor Trustable is like, no, you cannot just release a villain who just terrorized the city with their fire serpent army or whatever. So, he tells the ninja, no, you cannot release Asphyra. So, the ninja, do have to do it illegally, which, again, Master Wu's like, no, I will not allow this, and he will not be part of this. He basically just, walks off, or, you know. So the ninja plan to go into Cryptarian prison and to Borg Tower to get Esker and the staff. So, they need Zane too, so they bring Skylar in, which Skylar now is going to replicate Zane's powers to keep Nia frozen. But, Skylar cannot do it for that long anymore, so they had to nerf Skylar. Basically, the creators of the show nerfed Skylar for a bit. So, yeah, Skylar can't keep Zane frozen forever, so, so they have to work fast. So So Kai, Zane, and Lloyd go to Krypton Piers in black suits now, and they basically and they confuse each other and be like, "I'm not Kai," or "Wait, don't use names." And they're like, even though their eyes, like, if you look, Lloyd's eyes are green, and so I mean they could easily know, but I guess they don't memorize each other. And then Cole and Jay, they go to the Borg Tower in the middle of that. They try to, break in, go in the elevator, but they almost get caught, and then they try to go. They find the the safe, with all their with all of the ninja artifacts. Then Cole and Jay try to bust in, and they find nothing there. And then meanwhile, back when Kai, Lloyd, and Zane, they freeze. Zane freezes Lloyd and Kai, so they can go and get to Aspira cell. Then they try to open to cell one. I think it's the cell's name is. And then Aspira sees Zane, Kai, and Lloyd, and then Aspira is like, "Who are you?" And then Kai's like takes off and says like, "Remember me?" And then Aspira remembers the ninja, and then Lloyd basically says, "Aspira, we're gonna make a deal. You basically, you help us revive Nia, and we'll give you your freedom." And then Aspira accepts, and then Zane breaks on cell one, and then they climb on a chain to get out. But Aspira hits Zane's device that I forgot what device it was Zane used. It was some laser device. Aspira hit that with their tail, and it fell down and broke off cell 1, which caused an alarm, and security guards see the ninja back with their hoods, and so Kai, Lloyd, and Zane and the Spirit run for their freedom, and then back at the base, Skylar is trying to hold off Neo, but her powers, Skylar's powers are fading fast. So that's the end of that episode, with Pixel, helping Skylar too. So this episode was good, with Mayor Trustable, giving a good point, but like, I can't let you release a villain that tried to endanger the city. And Master Wu made a good point too. So despite him not stopping anything, and Espera was a good character. Instead of season 11's revenge, revenge, revenge character, because that was pretty much Aspera's character in season 11, Secrets of Forbidden Spijitzu Fire Chapter. So Aspera does have a new voice actor as well. It's basically Misako's voice actor too. So, and I think her reason was apparently the original voice actor retired voice acting. So, but she was offered, I think, if I remember correctly. So, the new Aspera voice is good too. So Aspera is a good character so far, and the ninja, come in and break in. And the ninja almost get caught, but they luckily escape. But now it's Public Enemy 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I know the title card is missing the and, but it's supposed to say and 5 there. But this episode, starts off with the ninjas making it back. Oh wait. No, this episode starts with the warden, calling Mayor Trustable that some black ninjas is literally escaped with Aspera, broke her out and escaped. And then Mayor Trustable basically is like, whoever they are, you gotta go find. We're gonna send somebody to go find them. I want them arrested. Is basically whatever he said. The new ninja or whatever. So they go, and then we see Zane come back and save and freeze Nia again, and so that after Scar almost fades, her power fades. Then we see Kai and Lloyd giving Aspera a tour the monastery, and then Aspera open the door, and Wu's right there, and Aspera and Wu have some banter, like, I always knew our paths would cross again. Little did I know you need my help. So, and then Wu's like, if it wasn't up to me, I wouldn't have brought you here. But but Wu's like, if you help Nia, I will not stand in your way for your freedom. And Esper sees Nia in that water frozen state, and Esper's like, who did this? And is like curious. And the ninja explained that Nia emerged with the sea to save them. So basically Aspera wants her staff and needs her staff to save her. And Jane and Cole come back after their failed attempt, and they couldn't get the staff. So basically, Pixel basically calls her dad, Cyrus Borg, and Kaya they made a joke, and it was like, oh, we can't just call a phone and be like, oh, hi Cyrus, can you tell us where they're taking the trucks with the staff so we can steal it? And then Pixel just calls Cyrus Borg, and Cyrus Borg doesn't say anything. So we just cut later after the Pixel and Cyrus Borg. Cyrus Borg just helps them, shows them where the truck is with the staff and some other artifacts. They're removing them, and so she makes some vehicles, and the ninja wonder how they make it so fast. How Pixel makes the vehicles so fast, and then we just cut to the nighttime city where the ninja all have their vehicles, and they all drive by. They all just drive, and they make it to the truck with the staff, Espira's staff, and when 4 of the 5, Zane was picked up the truck, so and then the Kai, Lloyd, Cole, Jay, like 4 out of the 5 literally just go in and they see, who would have guessed, the new ninja, basically. So, and then they try to fight the ninja, the new ninja try to fight the ninja and just, they go out it and, they almost managed to get the Asura staff without getting their names caught, but, after we see Zane, pick up the truck and smash things a little bit, like Garrett's billboard and some other stuff like the Mayor Trustful's office. He was about to smash. So, and then Kyle was like, "Do you have to hit every building, Zane?" And Lloyd's like, "No names." And basically, the new ninja basically find out. The new ninja basically find out the ninja that they were fighting and the ones who freed us, Fira, are the old ninja. And the ninja escape with the staff, the Fira staff. Zane lets go of the truck and they escape. And Lloyd now says, "Looks like we're the bad guys," which is true. So yeah, after the truck has been stopped, then the teal ninja, aka the leader, call calls them calls Mayor Trustful, says the new ninja are the old ninjas. So they're gonna go try arrest the ninja now. I mean, Trustful's like, "Please arrest." He's like, "From this day forward, the ninja are public enemy 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5." So that's the end of the episode 5, public enemy number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This episode was very cool. It had like a race aspect. They were trying to race to get to the truck with Aspira's staff, which they managed to succeed, but at the cost of them now being criminals. So, you know. And Aspira is also a good character we see for the few minutes we get to see her. So, it was good to see Aspira. But, now it is time for them to bring back Nia. A Painful Promise, Episode 6. Master, this one starts off with, Skylar trying to freeze Nia, keep her frozen, but, her powers are going to fade, and if Spirit gets bored and is about to leave, and Master Ru tries to stop her and tries to entertain Asphira, basically, and, they do some challenges, like, they pick up weights, they do polo, I think, and they can bake pancakes. It was very, very funny. And I'm not sure if Wu was trying to lose on purpose just to make Asphere happy, but Wu's excuse for losing is like he's thousands of years old, and Asphere confirms that she's thousands of years old too. So after that funny montage, then we see Skylar's powers literally fade, and after Pixel tries to put on the refrigerator, the ice thing, it was some device Pixel created. She put up to full power and it exploded, and then Skylar's powers literally faded. So Zane came back and froze Nia at the right time, and the ninja are about to give Asphyra back her staff, and Lloyd hesitated for a bit, and Asphyra's like, "Unless you want to save your friend, you have to give it to me." So Lloyd gives it to Asphyra, and then Asphyra's like, "Revenge, revenge," and tries to hit them with her staff, while the ninja just try to hide away. And then Wu warned them about how spirits couldn't be trusted, and as soon as they hear police scan noise, like literally outside. Lloyd stops Aspera from shooting more, and Aspera thinks that the ninja betrayed her, but the ninja basically confirmed, said that they were basically, their names got caught. As in, like, the ninja, basically, as in, like, Kai basically said their name out loud. So, Aspera gets angry, the ninjas say that they can literally all escape with a secret passageway, which basically Aspera wants, so, freedom, so Lloyd's like, after you save Nia, and Aspera just does so to freeze Nia, but first, the ninja have to fight the new ninja since the ninja forgot to lock the door to the hangar bay. So, the ninja managed to keep the new ninja from capturing Aspera and preventing them from, free Nia. So, Nia is safe and back in human form without her powers. And then Lloyd takes Aspera to the secret exit. And Lloyd, but after he takes Aspera, he literally comes back, and the new ninja just prison Lloyd, capture Lloyd. Lloyd literally just goes right there and just willingly accepts himself to be captured. So the five ninja, is captured now, and they take them to they take them on the helicopter, and they take them away, which it's not revealed where in this episode, but you guys will see where in the next one. But meanwhile, Aspera's pyramid is now alive, I guess. I don't know. It's probably a different pyramid, I guess, but I'm not sure, because her original pyramid that she was entombed with was destroyed, but and with lava. So Aspera plays with origami, and she sees her staff. Her original staff. It's not sure what happened to that staff. Probably got destroyed or something. She got a new staff with pink. A crystal spider brings it to her with a mysterious voice. Let's see if I can do that. Can do it. Aspera, you are invited to join the Council of the Crystal King and have your revenge on those who wronged you. Do you accept? And then it was, and okay, I hope I did a decent enough impression of the masked person. And then Aspera's like, how can I say no to a response like that? Revenge, revenge, revenge! And that's where the episode ends. So, teases the way for the crystal stuff is finally going to start after 6 episodes. The ninja basically, so this episode was funny in the beginning with Wu and Esper doing those competitions, and then Esper trying to betray the ninja, and then Esper realizing she had no choice but to work with the ninja for a little bit, and Esper manages to get away thanks to Lloyd, which I don't know why Lloyd didn't go with Esper. Because I feel like if Lloyd went with that Sphera, Lloyd would have been able to save his friends later. I don't know. I don't know what would happen if Lloyd ended up escaping with that Sphera, but maybe Sphera was gonna capture Lloyd, so maybe Lloyd decided not to, so he can join his friends. And then so the new ninja basically took the ninja in the helicopter. We don't see the new ninja until much later in the story. So, this is the last appearance of the new ninja for a while. But, Nia's back, and, she doesn't do much now, so, that's nice. Nia's back. I still have the same problems with Nia, though. That's the thing, so. Moving right along to next episode. Ninjago City versus Ninja. And basically, it starts off in a court scene with, that being teased last year. I'm pretty sure it was teased. The ninja basically, so some of the court things have been off screen, so we see the aftermaths and results of that with the judge coming out, who basically is like he blames the ninja for basically freeing Asura, and Dareth comes in and he's their lawyer now and comes in for the ninja, and he's like, the ninjas try to rescue and help the city several times, and them and the judge is like, that's the only reason I'm not going to put them for life in criteria, and they just put for 5 years. So the ninja are in jail for 5 years. So, and then basically we see them arrive at Criteria prison behind bars, and then everyone, and then Zane is just calm because he still did not turn on his emotion meter for some reason. I don't know why he still didn't turn on his emotions, but I guess maybe because he doesn't. He just wants to make sure that it doesn't happen again. He doesn't want to experience something grief like that again. So I guess he has them off. So basically, also their bars is not made from benchstone. It's not explained why they're not made from benchstone, or I mean they didn't say like, hey, the masked man literally took it, or the Crystal King now, which, they didn't explain that. So, I don't know. We can just assume maybe they didn't want to make that, didn't have Vengeance bars, and they didn't want to make it, which in season 6 they did put the ninja in Vengeance bars. So I don't know. Also, I don't, small complaint, but like, why would you put the ninja together? Yes, I mean, otherwise they wouldn't make for the story, but like, why would you put the ninja together in the same prison cell? If you put them together, then they could easily escape. But if you literally put them separately, maybe you could, I don't know. I mean, they couldn't maybe all escape or something. Or they wouldn't be able to escape, which is kind of a complaint which season 6 also did too, so I don't know. I mean, it's the same complaint now, so. Anyways, Zane turns on his motion meter for briefly before, they just did using their powers. And then Zane turns it off. Then we cut back to Master Wu in the monastery with Nia feeling guilty. It was all her faults. And Master's like, Nia will find herself and mention Samurai X. She could be Samurai X. Then we cut to the courtyard scene, which this scene with the ninjas confronting Ronin. Ronin comes over and taunts the ninja, and Lloyd's like, "You got no. You made your own choices. No one forced you to become a criminal." And Ronin's like, "Maybe all of us aren't cut out to be heroes." And Lloyd's like, "How do you know, Ronin? When have you ever tried to do anything for yourself?" And like, season 5, Ronin did something, helped out. I mean, he didn't gain anything in season 5 at the end of the season when he tried to help stop Moro. I mean, same with season 6 after Ronin technically was um, going against the ninja, and also that was erased. So I mean, I guess that's an excuse for Lloyd not to remember. So I mean, Ronin did help them out in episode 60, and through 64. So I mean, he did help them. So in season 6, but that was erased. So we're just not going to count that. Season 7, Ronin did help them. Ronin helped them when? In episode 4, I think. Yeah, it was episode 4. They did help. Ronin did help in episode 4, but But that was the episode where Dareth had his leg got broken too. I mean, not Dareth. I mean, Ronan's leg got broken because of Dareth. Season 9. Ronan literally helped the resistance escape, and also literally came back to Ninjago City to help as well, chain the Colossus. So I mean, Ronan could have literally just, after being freed, he could have just ran away, but he didn't. So yeah, that was another moment. But then but yeah, that's pretty much it. And then so yeah, we're back to and that and then one of the security prisoner guards come in and be like, Lloyd, you have a visitor. And then so Lloyd goes to see this masked person, and the masked person just is like, a servant of the Crystal King. And then he's like, a messenger, or sorry, he wants you to know that he wants to make sure Lloyd knows that the Crystal King is in charge, and Ninjago's gonna fall before his wrath. And I mean, I knew who that person was after that monologue, but no, we're gonna go past that. So then next we're gonna go see. So then Lloyd tries to chase after the masked person from escaping, and the prisoner guards think that Lloyd's trying to escape. So and does believe him that the masked person is trying to escape. So Lloyd tries to go and snap the masked person, but gets captured and thrown back in the cell, which the ninja already back in their cell. I mean, we don't see what happened and what the ninja were doing before they got thrown back in their cells too. So I mean, and Lloyd's like, "Do you know anything about the Crystal King and Zane?" And Zane's like, "No, I have no idea." And Lloyd's scared to find out who the Crystal King is. Meanwhile, and then we cut to Shintaro with Vangelis being visited by the Crystal Spiders, and this is now Vangelis trying. They're gonna free the masked person is trying to free basically Vangelis. King Vangelis, you are invited to join the Council of the Crystal King and have your revenge upon those who wronged you. Do you accept? And Vangelis is like, ooh, with pleasure. And that's where the episode ends, with Vangelis being recruited to the council. So yeah, that was a good episode with the ninja being imprisoned with Ronin, which we'll do some foreshadowing development for his character later. Then we have basically the whole court scene in the beginning, which was alright, I guess. It was nothing too special. I mean, even season 6 didn't have that, and just sent the ninja directly to prison after they were captured, So, but it was nice that they. Also, I did like the prison guard before he took them while they were walking to the masked person in like and that booth area, about how they appreciate what the ninjas have done for the city, and it's nothing personal. They're just following the law. So it's nice. It's nice. They don't make so it doesn't make the prisoner guards evil in a way. So they're just like neutral, since you know they have to follow the law, but they do appreciate what they did for the ninja. They do appreciate what the ninja done. So that's it. And again, no misdemeanor appearance at all for some reason. But I don't know. I'm probably just gonna mention it misdemeanor like one more time in the next episode. But probably that's it. So that was a good episode for episode 7. Next we have Kryptonian Prison Blues. This episode has basically basically Dareth and Scar visiting the ninja, telling them that King Vangelis was freed. Then Jay asks for if Nia's doing well, and Scar says Nia blames herself for what they did. I mean, sure, like, I mean, Nia wanted it, so I don't know. I mean, it is her fault for trying to, but like the way Nia does it, which is, oh boy, I'm not gonna like, I'm not gonna like, I don't like this scene with basically Nia just throwing her clothing and just like, I don't know what she's trying to do, like throw her ninja clothing out or something. She's like whining and complaining, but like, she was never Samurai X. So I mean, Masaru tells her that she can be more than that, and just gives her a letter with a random person we'd never seen. And he is like, Samurai X, huh? Samurai X, and she literally forgot that she was the original Samurai X. Bruh, I mean, like, sure, it's okay to blame yourself, but like, throw your clothing or throw away your ninja clothing, but like, and be like, great, if you don't mind, I like to throw away my clothing. I like to throw my stuff out. Like, yeah, this part, I don't know, it's just a little annoying to me because how they literally forgot, Nia literally forgot that she was Samurai X. I mean, but how could she forget that if she was the one that created Samurai X? She just gave it to Pixel, and she never says that, oh, Pixel Samurai X, I can't be Samurai X, and then they could have had a conflict about that, but nope. No conflict about Samurai X, but well, whatever. So, Nia plans to be Samurai X now after Wu gives her that letter. Wasn't thinking about that in the first place. And, she sees Pixel later. And Pixel builds the mech, by the way. Not Nia. Nia doesn't build the mech. Pixel does. So, like, I mean, maybe Pixel could have taught Nia how to be Samurai X, or she could have Pixel could have taught Nia how to build the mech, but no, she just tells Pixel, "Hey Pixel, can you build this mech for me?" And Pixel's like, "Sure, I'll build it for you." Yeah, so the Nia scenes are very bad in this episode, just bad. In episode 7, it was alright, but it wasn't because it wasn't for that long. We had to see this. And she wasn't doing anything that was. She was just mourning, like feeling sad, in episode 7. So it was alright. Episode 7 was fine, but like episode 8, they just did not make Nia a good character in that episode. So, So yeah. Now let's skip to the good stuff, like the prison scenes. The ninja are in the courtyard scene having lunch. Cole eats a hard cake thing, or tries to, and then Pythor comes in. We get to see Pythor, one of the villain we haven't seen since David the Departed. And I mean, there was also a short, I think, in 2019 too, but that short wasn't canon to this. I mean, it was canon, but we haven't seen technically Pythor since David the Departed in like an actual season or show or whatever, or special. And Pythor literally escaped. He didn't get thrown in jail, so I mean, off screen, Pythor got thrown in jail after after Seabound. We don't know when, but somewhere between Seabound and Crystalized, he got thrown and ended in jail. So Pythor comes in and talks like the ninja, be like, someone's well, looky here. And the ninja like, Pythor, you do-gooders are locked up with all the bad guys you put away. And he's like ironic, and the ninja's like, you're stuck in here too, Pythor. And Pythor's like, oh, I'm going to literally escape. The Crystal King will come for me eventually. And then it's just like, we're not gonna let you escape. And Pythor just says, compared to new ninja, you guys are a joke. And Kai gets angry and just hits him with a plate. Pythor just comes in. Pythor just attacks them, like tries to throw food at them and steals from other villains, small little mini villains like Ultraviolet and Skeleton or Skullkin or whatever his name is, Wild Splash or something. Till the prison guards just take Pythor back to his cell, and he's like, "You'll see, Ninja. You'll see. All hail the Crystal King." And then the Ninja's like, "Crystal King," and like Lloyd already knows that, so. Then we cut, I already talked about the Nia scene already, so we're going to cut to nighttime with the crystal spiders freeing, basically, Pythor, or literally coming to his cell. And, you know, they Lloyd wakes up cold after he sees something's happening with the crystal spiders, so, they wake Pythor up, and Pythor basically is like, was confused at first till a hologram of the masked person came up and was like, Pythor P. Chumsworth, you are invited to join the council, the Crystal King, and have your revenge on those who wronged you. Do you accept? And Pythor's like, oh, give me a second to wake up. Yes. And the ninja basically tried to trying to stop Pythor from escaping. So, but they fail, and Pythor gets away in a helicopter. With the prisoner guards being stupid and black, thinks the ninjas was trying to escape, but don't see Pythor at all. And Pythor wasn't even invisible the whole time, so that's what happened. The ninja basically, get captured or willingly get themselves captured. So, that's the end of episode 8. Houndown McBrag. We don't even see him for that much, and yeah, there's that spot. Unfortunately, yeah, and YouTube on YouTube that was literally there. That's big spot thing. So, it wasn't. I mean, I tried not to notice it, but it's still something we had to notice. But anyways, this episode wasn't too special because all that happens is the ninja they let the ninja out, like the prisoner guards literally just take them on the bus and go, like, you're gonna do you're gonna do some labor, and if you do well, you're gonna get some lemonade. So and then they just basically, and Fugitive is there now too to annoy Jay. So Nia and a Samurai X-Mac just comes in and saves, and Dareth, try to cause some reason for the prisoner guards to come stop, and they try to help Dareth, who's in disguise. Nia Samurai X decide flip the van over so they couldn't move, and they. Oh wait, sorry. Wait, no. Nia basically just breaks the door down in the back, so the ninjas escape, and she flips the van open, so the criminals can't escape. And then Derek fakes it and then just drives right by to where the ninja went and take the ninja off their way, with Fugitive secretly joining them. So Fugitive managed to escape with the ninja before Nia flipped it over. And Nia flies away, and yeah, that's it for Nia in this first part of the episodes, like the first part, and but until, episode 14. We don't see Nia until episode 14, so yeah. That's it for Nia. So, you know. Then the police officer, then the prisoner guards just call in to Dwayne, who basically tells Mayor Trustable that the ninjas broke out. So basically, the Mayor Trustable he tries to tell the police commissioner to do it, but police commissioner can't do it because it's outside Ninjago City, so he calls Houndown McBrag. Houndown McBrag. Next, they basically split up. The ninjas decide to split up, so, you know, after Dareth's van literally just runs out. So, Kai, Zane, and Dareth go in one direction, Lloyd, Jay, and Cole, and Fugitive go in the other, and that's where the episode ends, with Fugitive technically annoying Jay. Fugitive basically annoying, basically, Jay, It was funny for a bit, you know? It wasn't that bad. Fugitive annoying Jay for a bit. It was alright, It wasn't bad. This episode was a little bit boring though, and Nia didn't do anything. Why didn't Nia basically just take the ninjas? I mean, not to the monsters ninjutsu because obviously they would know, but they could have. Nia could have taken the ninja to her old Samurai X cave to hide out for a bit before they had a plan. But so it would cut basically episode 10 of the episode 10 and half of episode 11. But then again, Fugitive was with them, so I mean, maybe they didn't want to show Fugitive and their secret base, so their other secret base, so you know. So there was a little complaint, and Nia basically just didn't do much. She just came in, saved them, and went bye bye. Well, and she just left the scene. How Long May Brag was a cool character for what we saw of him. He was alright. So, that was it for episode 9 with, How Long. The benefit of grief of Kaizen and Dareth and sees Sally's car and they just hitch a ride and Zane uses his hologram to disguise himself with his old seasons pilots through season 3 hair coming back. So but his face is like the movie Zane though. So and then Sally gives them a ride and she thinks of her father, she stumps. And basically, um, Zane learns that, emotions is good through music, and Sally learns not to run away. But how Nog Bragg is also chasing them, so, they chase down, they escape him, and the car breaks down, and little, and, so Sally gets upset, and Zane learns again what emotions mean, and, they go see his They go see. They drop Sally back at home, and that's where the episode ends. The episode was good about teaching Zane about emotions, why it's good to have them, and Zane turned on his emotions at the end, so that was good. It was a good episode, but not much plot, besides just Zane, Kai, and Dareth just escaping from Hound Dog McBride again. Because now it is time for the 5th villain. And also, I mean, the mechanic is literally right there. If you didn't see the title screen, if you saw the title screen, you would know who the ninja we're gonna go try to see later this episode. But that's what they did. The villain. So the first half, basically, Fugitive are trying to annoy Jay would say something about the Crystal Council, and Lloyd plans to disguise himself as one of them, one of the new recruits. So and then they see Kai's and Derek make it to Twitchy Tim's shack, which is what they were trying to do since episode 9. But I forgot to mention that. So they go there, they think of the villains, and they're like, they throw in Garmadon, or Chronix and Crux, and they haven't seen Gargoyle in a while, and the Chronix and Crux too. So they think of the mechanic. Cole thinks of the mechanic, and turns out that's true. Mechanic does get visited later, but So they again the also Hound Dog McBragg and his team shows up there, and Twitchy team tries to hide him, but he reveals anyways the ninja are there. So the ninja do manage to escape with Fuji-Dove sacrificing himself. So the Fuji-Dove is got captured and thrown into prison. The ninja do go escape with the truck with Dareth, and then we don't see Dareth actually. For some reason, it wasn't even explained what happened to Dareth. He just didn't show up anymore. Oh yeah, and I forgot. Kai destroys one of the trucks, so they can't follow. So the mechanic basically they go and try to tie up mechanic, which I mean, it does feel wrong. I mean, he is a criminal, but it does feel wrong for the ninja to basically just capture the mechanic for no reason. Like, what were they gonna do? Were they gonna just turn mechanic into to the police and be like, "Hey guys, we turned him in. Are we off the hook?" And like, no, they're not. But apparently the ninja want to be evil right now, so they go in just into his home and decide to tie him up just for Lloyd to disguise himself as the mechanic. They're like, couldn't you literally disguise yourself with the mechanic? You could literally just lure the mechanic away and be like, mechanic, go in here and you get something. But like, I know he's a villain, but like, it felt wrong for them to tie him up, especially since they mentioned him, the council. So if they didn't mention anything about the council, would a mechanic even join the council after he escaped? Not really, but So Lloyd comes in and disguises himself as the mechanic after the mechanic gets tied up, and the masked person just says, would he like to join the council? And Lloyd and Mechanic's voice is like, what took you so long? And masked man's like, the masked person's like, good, follow the spider. It will bring you to me. And I wonder if the masked man and that's the end of that episode. But I wonder if at that point the masked man, I mean the masked person knew that, you know, something was off with the person and didn't believe that this was the mechanic. But but that's time for number 12, the Council of the Crystal King. We see Lloyd and the Crystal Spider just come on through. We just see them, they go through the tunnel and they find that wall from episode 3. They find that, and Lloyd finds a secret button to go through. Well, Zane, Jay, and Cole basically take over Mechanic's new truck while the mechanic escapes. He gets out of the vehicle. The truck crashes, and they go down into the underground, and mechanic fights the ninja and escapes. We see Cole tries to warn Lloyd that that the mechanic is coming after him, but Lloyd can't hear, and the ninja can't contact him, so Lloyd's on his own. So Lloyd sees these statues with Vengestone, which are basically gonna be which they basically look like the Vengestone creatures from Vengestone Warriors or whatever they're gonna be called. So and then we basically see Lloyd meeting the other council members. Like he sees Pythor, Vangelis, Asphira, and then he sees he thinks that it was Mr. F. He sees Mr. F and thinks it's Mr. Mr. E. And then Piper's like, Mr. F. He's the new model, but unfortunately he cannot talk. And I know some people think that this is a mistake, but like Pythor could have been invisible, so he might know. I mean, like I thought it was confirmed literally by the creator that Pythor hid during season 2 and spied on the ninja. So maybe he did know who Mr. E was. So I wouldn't say it's a mistake. It's just that it was not explained how Pythor knew Mr. E, but it made sense. So then Lloyd takes a seat and basically the masked person comes in and then the council thought the masked person was the Crystal King and just like the masked person's like I merely is Harold. I provide his way. I do his bidding. And then Vengeance is like a servant. And the masked person just outright just says, "You should watch your tone, Vangelis. You have me to thank for your shiny new wings. Unless you would consider it, have us send you back to where we found you." So, and the masked person basically doesn't reveal the Crystal King's plan, but then he just exposes Lloyd after he shows them on the Crystal Spider recordings of the ninjas fight with the real mechanic, and saying, "We gotta warn Lloyd." And then Lloyd tries to escape, with Lloyd tries to escape, and I forgot to mention the Among Us joke too. It was funny. It's funny too, and the and then Lloyd tries to say, "You forgot that," and he just points left, and all the villains just look, and Lloyd just escapes. And Python's like, "After them, you fools!" And they all of them try to capture Lloyd until Mr. F shoots Lloyd down, and the masked person just approaches. So it's like, "So you have came all this way to know who I am. Have you guessed? You feel it, Lloyd. Can you sense it? I'm gonna give you a clue." And then sings the spider song, which reveals Harumi. Harumi, basically. So they take off the mask and that was Harumi. So it was a good episode, but I know some people didn't like it being it was Harumi, but say what you want about Harumi, but at least Harumi in the for the audience, the audience didn't know Harumi. The audience thought Harumi was dead for at least 4 years, while Nia only 1 year. So at least Harumi was dead for 4 years. And Mr. F basically. I mean, did we really need Mr. F? I mean, what did Mr. F do this season besides shoot Lloyd down and had a fight with Zane? I mean, I feel like they could have replaced Mr. F with Klaus. I mean, they did have his voice actor voice the Crystal King. So, I mean, they could have literally given an explanation for Klaus being what? Muted or something. They could have made Klaus what? I mean, they could have had Klaus use his magic as instead of the crystal gun. So, if it was Klaus, I mean, sure, he wouldn't be able to reveal the ninja later in what episode 28. But like, I feel like he has magic, so I mean, he would have found out where the ninja were hiding in episode 28. So I feel like they could have easily just used Klaus instead of Mr. F. So, but it's all right. I mean, it's all right. I guess. I mean, it was a good, solid episode. But then now, how did Harumi return? Which brings us to Sinister Shadow. A Sinister Shadow. So Harumi explains how she returned. She basically states. She basically stated though. I mean, it wasn't said that, but the Crystal King brought her back pretty much, and you know told Harumi to go to Oni Temple, which Harumi does, and puts that crystal piece that the Crystal King told her to put down. And Harumi's like the Overlord, and the Overlord basically is the Crystal King. Basically confirms that he's basically the Crystal King, and he says that he was the Golden Master, he was the Dark Lord, and Harumi's like scared of like I can't serve you, you'll destroy everything. And then the Overlord with lies with the peace in the dark thing. So that was basically him just try to trick Harumi to serve him, and Harumi decides to serve him. So he goes to Harumi was trying to find Venstone, and eventually finds the secret mine in Shintaro. We cut to flashback with Vangelis being still a king, and with him meeting with Harumi and telling him that they can't do they can't do anything with Venstone right now, exchange negotiations because the ninja are about to arrive, and Harumi tells them that it's not a good idea and the ninja's gonna ruin everything. And basically, Evangelos is like, "Do you think I'm prepared?" He takes out his skull of Hazard, and then they see knocks on the door, and Harumi just hides behind it. And then Evangelos tells them to enter, and we have archival footage of basically the Shintarian guard come in, introduce them to the ninja. Harumi just watches them, and obviously, after Evangelos got his mind plan got ruined, he basically had to employ Misdemeanor and her henchmen to get the rest of the Vengeance. But Harumi was going to meet Misdemeanor, but she saw the ninja and hid in the grass with a hat. So Harumi basically was there for the events of season 13, Master of the Mountain and Seabound. I'm not even going to say what season because that will cause some controversies. So basically then Lloyd's like, you were the mysterious vengeance buyer in the present. This is all in the present now. And then Herm was like, greatest villain was the one who got away, remember? And then so basically Harumi basically says that she got, and then was like, Harumi joked about why she got those villains was for her villainous volleyball team, and like Harumi's like, of course I'm not serious yet. And Lloyd's like, it's hard to tell with you sometimes. And like Lloyd's like, I'm a little frustrated and confused right now. And Harumi just reveals that she's going to send the villains to basically retrieve the golden weapons or the of Spinjitzu, or after and then Lloyd tells Harumi that Lloyd came back. Lloyd came back for Harumi after episode 94. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, it was episode 94. Yeah, after episode 94. So like when Lloyd took his father to prison, and after that whole just an ordinary day in Ninjago, and then after that scene, Lloyd went to the building, or into that building, and was trying to find Harumi, but couldn't find her. So and Harumi's and Lloyd's like, I searched that rebel with my bare hands, and Harumi's like, you haven't searched long enough. And Lloyd literally just gets the keys somehow from Harumi and literally just unlocks the lock of Benchstone and basically tries to escape. But Harumi sends Mr. F to basically stop Lloyd from escaping, and Lloyd can't really do anything. Like he could use Spinjitzu. I don't know why he didn't do Spinjitzu. I mean, Spinjitzu doesn't. You don't need your powers for Spinjitzu, but he doesn't even. He also was holding a skill, literally a Benchstone key, but and there was Benchstone around him. So because of the plot, Lloyd doesn't use Spinjitzu, and doesn't escape. So and then so Lloyd gets captured again. Rumi says, "Can't stop the Crystal King under his rule." So that's the end. Harumi is a good character. With the whole controversy with Harumi's death in episode 92. Now she didn't die good. She technically still was bad at that point. I mean, she did just save the family. She just saved the family because she didn't want anybody to you know be like her, as in But like that doesn't mean that after she would have gone out, like that doesn't mean that she would have still been evil, right? Like after, let's say that building didn't crush her and she managed to escape as well afterwards. I mean, she still was evil, right? I mean, she wasn't redeemed, right? I mean, she just did. She just wanted to basically save the family, and it's like in that flashback we see she literally stated that she doesn't want others to, end up like her. Trust me. So like she wasn't evil. She wasn't good after she did that. She just wanted to just make sure other people don't end up being like her. So hope I explained that well. So bringing back Harumi wasn't a bad idea. Harumi's a very good character. So and Harumi at least was dead in the audience view for at least 4 years. So like Spider's design. Um, Hound Dog McBride basically comes in and tells, basically confiscates the bounty, and Wu is Louis now defending the ninja after him not really agreeing with the ninja now, but and then they contact the ninja after Hound Dog McBride leaves. And the ninja are walking through the tunnel and find a train. And then we cut to Lloyd stuck in the benchstone cage under lava with Mr. F, at the controls area, with Harumi coming in, and Lloyd trying to tell Harumi to change her mind, with Harumi just tricking him. And then Harumi literally tries to kill the ninja again, as in before, like in season 8 again, from 84, but she thinks that she kills them with the crystal spider exploding, but the ninja obviously survive and hide out on the train and they're stuck. And Harumi basically is like, focus. You have a choice now. You can perish like your friends, or you can join us. And Lloyd gets very, very angry, as in like he starts getting his Oni form, but his Oni form, like he uses his Oni form, like he's not full Oni yet, like he didn't get his, like he's starting to get his Oni form, like he literally has pink arms, his pink powers or destruction. He just escapes. He fights Rumi and basically almost kills Rumi, and he's like, no, he doesn't want to be Oni, and then Lloyd hesitates. Mr. F, after he got knocked out by Lloyd, just shoots him, and Lloyd gets unconscious, and Rumi's like, welcome back, son of God, That was a good ending. Not much to say about this episode besides, Harumi just trying to get Lloyd to join her side, which is something similar to what happened in season 8 at 9, right? I mean, she didn't want to kill Lloyd either, so I mean, this is all good character writing, so I mean, she didn't want to kill Lloyd, if you guys remember. She just wants Lloyd to join her. Then we get the fall of the monastery. So basically, the ninja's still stuck in the truck and they can't contact anybody. And basically, so we cut to Master Wu, Nia, and Pixel, and Skylar finding is like, what happened to them? And Aspir led Aspira led Pythor, Vangelis, and Mechanic now. I mean, we didn't get to see the Mechanic join the council or make it back, but we can assume maybe what happened was the Mechanic was riding the train and he saw Pythor, Aspira, and Vangelis on his way to the monastery of Spinjitzu with the underground and just joined them through that way, I guess, is what I assume would happen. I don't know. But, so Aspira went through and Master Wu was surprised to see Aspira, and then they battle. They battle most, and then Master Wu ends up battling Mechanic, Vangelis, and Aspira, while Pythor basically just literally beats Nia. I mean, and we see Nia literally crawl away after she gets thrown by Vangelis. We literally see Nia get scared of Pythor. He doesn't even try to attack Pythor. She just runs basically away. I forgot what mid time it was, but we see literally her run away before Pythor says, "Ha ha ha ha, a little birdie. Well, as you have no powers, you should stay in the ocean where you belong." And I'm like, and Pythor is right in that moment. I mean, that is clearly right. I know, but we're not supposed to think it was right, but it clearly was true. So, and then so basically, Pythor. So they battle. Wu loses the mechanic spirit and Pythor. I mean, no, Spirit Mechanic and Vangelis and Mechanic fight. She loses that. He loses that, and Pixel sends in her mini pick spots, which she confirms was how she built the vehicle so fast. And then Master Wu tries to stop. Wu tries to stop Aspiro, and almost beats her, but the Crystal Spires come in, and Aspiro's able to, zap with the staff, and Nia tries to go over to Master Wu and help him, but Aspiro's like, before this ends, I have a message delivered to you from an old friend. Harumi sends her farewell, which surprises Neo, and that was like in a dark scene. Yeah, so we basically see that. That was a little bit dark. It was like, that was impressive. And so, the Sphere uses Spinjitzu, knocks down the whole monitors, and monitors fall on all of them, and the villains get their golden weapons. Aspira gets her golden weapon of fire, sword of fire. Pythor gets nunchucks of lightning as being the last one. Vangelis gets the Scythe of Quakes, and Mechanic gets the Shuriken of Ice. They leave. They send the Crystal Spire bots to bomb in a few minutes, with one Pixel bot surviving, taking Master Wu. Skylar and Pixel out, and Master Wu still knows that Nia's in there, and they do a fake out death for Nia, and then Nia comes back, comes out, with her Samurai X mech being damaged a little bit. They regain consciousness with the ninja, and then they go on their way. They go on their way to save the ninja. Nia basically goes off her way to save the ninja. So this is a good episode, good fighting sequence. So yeah, now they know, the Nia knows, and Master Wu picks on Skylar know now that Harumi's back. But now we have darkness within when the villains return, and with Harumi now, and again taunting Lloyd basically, and wants Lloyd to join Harumi's, and Harumi's like saying Lloyd is like your father, and basically, and Harumi just says to Lloyd, "Oh, your friends are dead," which I mean they're not really dead, but and Lloyd believes it for some reason, but whatever. And then Hermit gets and her and her council gets ready to bring back the Crystal King / Overlord. So, and then the ninja now escape that. They escaped that little train from in episode 15. They did a little bit, but they're still stuck, and the ground was about to crush them. And Nia did save them. They literally stand on the street for a few minutes for some reason, even though they know they're wanted. So I'm not like, shouldn't they escape? I mean, sure. I mean, you could have talked to them literally after showing them the base. But okay, but yeah, Nia just says, "Oh, some of your old villains came back," and says Harumi's back. So yeah, Harumi's basically back. So now all the characters know, the main characters know, and I mean, like, so they go back. They see the Samurai X cave, which is very cool, and they see Master Root Pix already in there. I mean, Nia did. I mean, assumingly Nia contacted Master Root and Pixel that they want to meet up at the Samurai X cave. So they do, and they talk about how they're gonna save Lloyd. Meanwhile, back at the crystal area, which with the Oni Temple, um, Lloyd tries to tell Rumi to not go through with this, and Rumi's like, it's not that darkness is stronger than light. And then Harumi just tells Aspria to do the the ritual instead. I mean, like, I don't know. I guess Harumi just off screen practice with Aspria what to do for the ritual, I guess, and Aspria just points her staff down, and she does like Wednesday, eat day, stone, say Crystal King, Wednesday, eat day, something like that. I don't know. Then Harumi says, "Follow my voice." Is I Harumi, and that same stuff from season 8. And then the Crystal King comes back, and Lloyd gets scared that the Overlord has returned. And that's where we end with it ends now. So yeah, that was a good episode. Good episode for episode 16. The Overlord has returned. The coming of the king. So, the Overlord tries to convince Lloyd to, join his side after he makes the weapons of destruction, I think they're called, I guess. And makes the temple rise. But, Lloyd escapes. He manages to escape, and the Oni Temple manages to get out of shape, and they about to crash, and Lloyd has managed to escape with Vangelis coming after them. The Crystal King uses his power on the crystal to, put it back to straight and put it back to normal. Tells the council to come after him, and Rumi basically just doesn't want to kill him, and the Crystal King gave him an option, and Lloyd's like, didn't take it, so he tells Rumi to go kill Lloyd, and Rumi's like hesitates and understands, so so Harumi goes. So they're gonna try to kill Lloyd, and Lloyd tries to escape from all the villains until he gets cornered by them, and tells them that the Overlord's gonna destroy everything, and then from all of them except for Harumi. Harumi is the Crystal King don't corner him. So those 5 villains basically try to destroy him. Yeah, so they basically go and destroy him or try to in the film. So those 5 try to throw all their weapons at Lloyd, but he dodges, and they all hit each other. So all the weapons hit themselves, so it does an explosion. And Hermie tells them not to throw the weapons together. So Hermie tries to go after Lloyd, and sees Lloyd go right and tells the villains, "Oh, Lloyd went that way on left." So the villains all go left and don't question Harumi not going with them, or some of them don't just go along with Harumi's plan, and so they go after him, and Lloyd sees the Benchstone warrior chase him, and Lloyd manages to escape through the mouth of the Oni temple, and he dodges the Benchstone warrior, and the Benchstone warrior is now stuck in Primal's eye, and Harumi tries to tell Lloyd to join her, and the villains come. So the villains come back. I don't know. I guess that way just managed to lead right to the same place that Harumi was gonna meet Lloyd at. But Harumi tells the council to stand down, and Lloyd grabs Harumi and just throws her off to off. So Harumi and Lloyd now manage to make it into the river, and they manage to grab to land, and they survive. And the council now is just confused. And then the ninja find out where Lloyd is now. So in Private Eye. So and they have to go and get their vehicles now. So also this scene with Harumi basically wanting Lloyd to join. Lloyd. Honestly, Harumi does care for Lloyd in a way. Even though in season 8, we heard her say that there was anything between us in that moment. Like, 82, I think she said this, but I'm pretty sure that she didn't mean it, or maybe she did in a way. So maybe she regained feelings for Lloyd during season 9 or something. So I don't know, but it feels right for her character, to not want to destroy Lloyd. I mean, she also did want Lloyd to join her, like in Sons of Garmadon. She wanted Lloyd to join the Sons of Garmadon. So that's all I can say for that episode. Moving on to Return to Primal's Eye. So the ninja go in and try to steal back their vehicles, but Zane is about to be caught, and Master Wu saves Zane and throws the guards in the house area. I don't know. So Master Wu helps them out and says, "I stay behind because And so now he's okay with the ninja breaking with the whole breakout sphere situation from earlier in the season. So Master Wu goes with Nia now to on the Destiny's Bounty. They try to go to Prima's Eye with Lloyd holding her captured. With not with a rope captured, just holding her sword and just capture her. Ruby tries to manipulate Lloyd several times, so she temporarily escapes, gets stuck. Lloyd chases after Ruby. They both end up in quicksand. Hermie has to give up her sword to Lloyd to save them both. Lloyd basically cuts a vine and saves Harumi. So basically, Harumi basically Lloyd just tells Harumi to tie herself up, but Harumi tries to trick Lloyd, and Harumi temporarily lands on top of Lloyd and holds him down until Lloyd and Harumi fight it out, and Lloyd ended up trying to use ninjutsu to stop Harumi, and Lloyd tells Harumi that has fear and hate. And then they hear the Dragonides, the council basically. the council basically comes in and basically with the Dragonites, and basically they try to capture Lloyd or kill him. Capture and kill Lloyd. But Harumi also breaks free, and then Lloyd ends up. Harumi just tells Lloyd when he was cornered that all his foolish ideas were nothing, and the Destiny's bounty comes in with Master Wu. Harumi tries to stop Lloyd from jumping to Destiny's bounty, and they do escape after they get rid of the Dragonites and the villains. So, and then Lloyd looks at Harumi. Harumi escapes, and that's the end of the episode. So this episode, good episode. I don't know what Lloyd was gonna do with Harumi this whole episode until. So I don't know. I don't know what Lloyd was gonna do with Harumi, to be honest. So the Council of the Crystal King, though, aside from Harumi, we don't see them until, technically, Mechanic appears in 23, and Pythor appears in 25, but we don't see them. If you're talking about like Asphira, Vangelis, Mr. F, we don't see them until episode 28. 10 episodes from this point. I'm not kidding. We literally don't see them until that long. And it's a little disappointing that they're not being used that much. But not much we can do about that. So, episode 19, Chris Tasterman, or whatever his name is. So now we get to see Overlord trying to corrupt talking to Harumi, telling her that she's gonna plan. They're gonna plan to corrupt the ninja. So they're gonna corrupt the ninja. So they're on their way to corrupt the ninja, but they're gonna try to lure the ninja out with the crystallized warriors. So then the crystallized warriors are attacking the ninja. Arrive. Kai, Jay, Cole, and Zane arrive with their vehicles. But then the crystal warriors turn the humans into not statues. They turn them evil with crystal. They crystallize them, with their staff and their hands. They just turn them evil. The ninja fail, trying to fight them, and they end up, the ninjas manage to capture their one of the crystal warriors' weapons because Pixel wants to examine them, maybe so that she can power them up. So she managed to do that, and meanwhile, but with Master Wu, Nia, and Lloyd, Nia's like, how is the Overlord allowed to return? Master Wu's like, the Overlords can return at any point. He's the abomination of evil. Master Wu just looks and remembers the clippings that he got one of the clippings back in episode 14 when Hound Dog delivered to him, So they try to find out where this person is. So they see Antonia and random newspaper club kids. I forgot what their name is. I mean, I know it's called The News Never Sleeps, but they go there. They see Antonia. They ask him if they can find that number, and Vinny, and then basically Nelson tells them where it is, and Master Wu and Lloyd thanks them, and they're on their way to that room, to that area with the floor with Vinny's place area. They tell them that it's Vinny's place, and they try to knock on the door, and then we hear somebody familiar, and then Garmadon shows up literally and answers it, and he's surprised to see Lloyd, and Lloyd's surprised to see Garmadon, and that's the end of the episode. This episode was alright. I mean, we didn't see this episode. We didn't do that. That episode it wasn't much, but it was solid, right? I mean, it was a decent episode. So yeah. I mean, besides Overlord trying to corrupt the ninja's plan and the ninja fighting the Vengeance Warriors and the now Lloyd and Wu found that Garmadon, but how did Garmadon end up there? Well, that's where we get into Christopher. So Garmadon invites Lloyd and Wu to come in to their room and explains to them how he ended up in Vinny's place, and so that after that he basically, you know, helped with the Oni squabble or whatever it was. He was confused and basically didn't fit in, and and the citizens were running away from Garmadon. And then Garmadon found Vinny and remembered the season 10 where Vinny helped Garmadon. So Garmadon tried to ask Vinny for his counsel, but Vinny was scared at first, and then Vinny agreed, and you know, so Vinny basically opened up to Garmadon, and Garmadon basically they let Garmadon in. Vinny told Garmadon not to fight and certain other stuff, and he came in and he told Garmadon how to be good and told him about plants, about Christopher, and about the plan and which Garmadon named Christopher, so. And Lloyd, gets angry at his dad for just living it here, and is like angry that Garmadon doesn't want to help, even though Wu mentions Harumi, which Garmadon remembers, wants has to help against the Overlord too. And so they leave after Garmadon refuses to help them until their apartment gets attacked by one of the Dragon Eyes. So Garmadon gets angry after, and especially since his plan is a little bit damaged, he goes off to attack the Crystal Warriors with his Oni power, and Master Wu tells Lloyd to look. The Oni power is the key to stopping the Overlord, and must embrace it. And then we cut with Garmadon just still destroying the Crystal Warriors. So that's the end of episode 20. Christopher. This was a good episode for Garmadon. We get to see what happened to him after season 10 because a lot of us wanted to know what happened to Garmadon. I mean, sure there was a Garmadon comic. I didn't read it, so I mean, if you don't read the comments, then comics, then this is a good answer as well. What happened to Garmadon? So yeah, Garmadon is now joined with the ninja. That is a good episode. A lesson in anger. This episode, we spend the majority of this episode in literally the Samurai X cave. That's where the episode takes place for 90% of the episode, except for the whole minute with the ninja attacking the Crystal Warriors still in that village area, from Seabound. But Nia tells them that they found an answer how to stop them with the Oni form, and the ninja gets scared that Garmadon's coming back, and then Garmadon's like, this again, which is reference to season 1. So yeah, Garmadon basically and they basically tell them that the Oni form is the key, and Garmadon's like, oh, you're patient, teacher. And then we literally cut to the next scene, Garmadon yelling at Lloyd, and Nia's like, what happened to kind and patient? So we cut to that moment. We cut back to Ninjago City, we come back to that scene with the new ninja and the mayor telling them, "Oh, don't worry about the Crystal Warriors. The new ninja are gonna save them." We see the new ninja try to save them. Boom! The warriors crystallized them. So the new ninja are evil, which we kind of expected. So yeah, the new ninja now crystallized. Oh yeah, and Master Wu went to find Misako, which so Master Wu and Pixel go to look for Misako. They come back later after Garnon trying to make Lloyd use Oni power, and Lloyd can't even do it. And literally, Garnon, after he mentions Harumi would have known better, Lloyd literally almost gets Oni form, and he literally gets that pink glow thing. So he almost gets Oni form. But unfortunately, it was like for a brief moment. Garnon tells Lloyd that there's no way for them to stop them, but Pixel comes back with. Actually, I think Skylar went with Blue to the place to find Misako. But Pixel came back and revealed that we built you guys. We upgraded your vehicles, but you can't use your full power too much. So and also they mentioned Dragon Form. Wu mentions that Dragon Form they might use too. So the ninjas go off to attack the Crystal Warriors in the city with Garmadon, saying they have no chance. And that's where the episode ends. Nothing really special. I mean, this episode was alright. I mean, Garmadon tried to teach Lloyd how to use his Oni form, but didn't really work out. So this one we got Brave but Foolish. The ninjas basically come in and they save the citizens, which back in the prison, the Kryptonian prison, Ronan and kill Ultraviolet and some other small low-time villains. Literally just watching, and some of the low-time criminals literally just want their butts kicked. And Ronan now wants, it's like saying, show some respect. Because like the villains, and like Ronan's like, they're doing this for no money. They're trying to save us all. And the villains are like, we can get whatever we want if the ninjas are out of the way. And Ronan's like, what can you see if the city's destroyed? And Ronan's like, so if anyone talks bad about the ninjas, they're gonna have to answer to him. And then the criminals are like, yeah, I love the ninja. And then on the Destiny's Bounty, Master Wu, Nia, and Lloyd, basically they go off to, discuss their plan to, fight the Crystal King. And Wu's like going to destroy the Crystal King with his dragon armor, not the golden armor, the dragon armor. Which Garnon says Wu cannot destroy him. Destroy the Overlord. And Lloyd gets angry and Lloyd runs off. Nia talks about Christopher, and Garnon talk about Christopher for a bit and talk about what plant that is. Nia thinks of water, her powers. And then we have Harumi and the Overlord, Crystal King. See Zane's jet approaching. Zane's just firing at them, which they're gonna fail. So they send Dragon Eyes. So they take down Kai and Cole's vehicles. They take Zane's jet apart. So and then Jay basically, this vehicle's the only vehicle that didn't get damaged. So we see the Master Wu gliding with his wings, mechanical wings, to fight the Overlord, and Master Wu loses the fight, and then they just blast him off. The Overlord just blasts him off. He's not dead, but he uses his mechanical wings to survive. The Overlord tries to power himself up, and there's crystals now everywhere, and destroys the bounty and puts them in half, with Nia on one half and Garmadon Lloyd on the other, and Overlord getting ready to win. So that's the end of this episode. This episode was a good episode. Sets up Overlord for the ending. And fun fact, we actually don't see the Overlord until episode 28. So he's just gonna be mentioned, So Harumi we don't see again until a cameo in 25 and then till 28. So we don't see Harumi till 28, episode 28. So, but Harumi had a lot more focus than the Council, the Crystal King. So let's see if the episodes are gonna be good from now. Quitting time. This one's about the Dragon Eyes get Wu out of the sky and he lands in the water and he's knocked out for a bit and Nelson and Antonio basically fetch him out and they take him back to their base and Master Wu tells them that they should quit and even though Nelson and Antonio don't wanna they end up Master Wu trying to escape and flee. Master Wu basically and the rest are about to escape. This is by the way later in the episode, but they're about to escape, but then they see the Crystal Warriors attacking some group outside, and Master Wu fights them off and he sees the newspaper group also fight and kill the Warriors, and Master Wu decides, you know what, we're gonna stay and not quit, and he sends them he sends a radio message saying, "You are all true ninja out there." And now we get to Jay and Nia scenes, and I'm like, Nia's was useless in this whole season. I mean, you could have had Pixel do in episode 9 and episode 14. we see clearly that Pixel could have done exactly what Nia did in episode 9 and episode what was it, 17. So I'm 16, sorry. I just remembered. Nia basically is captured, literally just taken down, like she needs help basically to, get rid of the flag mask because she's trapped in. Mechanic comes and, tells the Crystal Warriors to crystallize Nia, and Nia is just helpless in this situation, to be honest, until Jay comes in, until Jay just fights Mechanic and Nia just gets her powers back. And Jay just saves Nia, and they plan to go and send a message to Metalopia, to Benthamar. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that whole Benthamar retook his kingdom off screen in episode 1. I forgot to mention that, but Nia's powers arc. She's literally a damsel in distress here. Like she's literally can't do anything. And she literally, if she didn't use her powers, Jay, I don't know. I mean, Jay could have been crystallized, and Nia too, but I mean, she literally proves to Mechanic that she can't do anything without her powers. So. Even though Nia, basically, before season 5, right? She literally did everything without powers, and she wasn't complaining like, where's my powers? Why can't I do? Why I can't do anything without my powers? She never complained about not having powers. Literally, from the pilots all the way to up till early season 5 before she knew she had powers. And even in season 5, she was literally doing the opposite, where she didn't want to be the water ninja. She just wanted to be Samurai X. Here, it's literally the opposite, where now, instead of her complaining about, being the water ninja, she's now complaining about Samurai X, and, she wanted to be the water ninja and, have her powers back. They're bad. I mean, I'm sorry. I do not like Nia in this season. Like the majority of everyone. That thing that I agree with, the Nia thing. The Harumi though is good this season, actually. So let's move on to next episode. Return of the Ice Emperor. Yeah, this one I kind of agree with too, with the majority of the public. Why did they bring Zane's Ice Emperor persona back, but in a jokey, fun way? Now, if you watch season 11, you're just gonna remember Zane as an Ice Emperor was made into a joke. At least the core short, like Honesty, he wasn't a joke. I mean, even though I don't know if it was canon or it was all not a joke or trick, made by Master Wu. You can make an argument for that, but and he wasn't made into a joke at least, right? I mean, he was being serious, right? But like, they basically made Zane after Pixel saved him, in mid episode. They made Zane a walking joke. They made him a walking joke. I forgot to mention the episode. They made what was I saying? Zane. They made him into a joke, like the Ice Emperor thing, and it wasn't annoying. It just wasn't funny because it's sad to see that they didn't even if Zane woke up after eventually in a few episodes, he didn't think about the Ice Emperor. He didn't apologize as the Ice Emperor, and yeah, it was just bad. They made his head into the Ice Emperor, and he was like, "Asking for Rex, Rex, get over there," you know. So and then also after they were cornered, Pixel Zane's head, you know, Kilo, Ultraviolet, Fugitive, and Ronin came to the rescue and saved them. And explained after Fugitive's joke about how they saved them. They explained how Ronin told the criminals they could choose to do fine, run away, bro. You're the spineless, worthless criminals everyone thinks you are, or stay and fight to get our city back. So basically, like, Ronin's character arc was very good, honestly. Despite it not having much focus, but so basically he told the prisoners they have a choice to be free or do the right thing and come back and help and save Ninjago City. And Captain Soto was also there for reference, our cameo. I mean, but Captain Soto, I don't know what they did with him, but he didn't come. So the Sons of Garndon, aka Kilo Ultraviolet, and Fugitive and Ronin came. They got the van, the prison bus, and they came to save the day. Kilo didn't even speak at all this season, now that I think about it. They just brought Kilo along, but he didn't speak at all this season. But, his voice actor was in the season. His voice actor voiced that judge from episode 7. So, I mean, I don't know why they didn't make him come back to voice Kilo, but alright, I guess, So, they come to save the day, and then also in this episode, we see in the beginning, I forgot to mention Lloyd, and again being very mean to Garmadon, like, I don't want your help. You should have helped me when I was playing the Overlord, and Garmadon basically like, and Lloyd tries to run away from Garmadon for a bit, until Hound Dog McBride comes in and about to arrest them, about to arrest Lloyd, and Lloyd's like, don't you see we're getting attacked by the Overlord? And Hound Dog's like, doesn't change my order. Lloyd's like, don't follow the order. You should do the right thing. So Garmadon tries to attack the Hound Dog, but Lloyd tries to stop Garmadon, but Garmadon hits the sign, and they escape into the sewers, and Hound Dog was chasing them around and thought he saw Lloyd and Garmadon, and he saw infected, crystallized serpentine, and he literally gets scared, and Lloyd really saves him. It's like, order's not everything. And then Hound Dog McBride is now allied with the ninja now, I guess. Yeah, so that's it. And then the Pixel, Zane's head, Ultraviolet, Kilo, Fugitive, and Ronin now made it to Cyrus Sporks Tower. So they went to see Cyrus Sporks so that they could fix Zane. And Cyrus Sporks is surprised that the Overlord's back after Pixel mentions it, and Pixel's like, they don't have much time, so that's where the episode ends. Again, I did not like the Zane joke thing as the Ice Emperor, because if you don't watch season 11, right? Then if you didn't watch season 11, then it's fine on its own. But like, if you watch season 11, you know that he froze the formlings. He killed Crag's family. So I don't know. It's not really good. I don't really like it. So Safe Havens, episode 25. So we see, Kai wake up, and Cole's still unconscious, and they try to escape but Pythor's, onto them, and Pythor manages to find them, and before he's about to, and he attacks them, and Kai tries to defend himself with Pythor using his nunchucks as lightning as defense. Skylar comes in and absorbs Cole and Kai's power and uses them both with, and then they manage to get away, and that's it for Pythor in this episode, but, it's alright, I guess. They see a kid, Jake, after, they discuss what to do. They see Hermie briefly. They see a kid named Jake, and they try to get him safe after Kai try to find the safest place to hide, which was the arcade. So, but, they get spotted by the Crystal Warriors, and then Kai, Cole, and Skylar try to defend themselves until Antonia and the newspaper kids from the try to come in, and they basically come in and they save them. They take them back to their base, and then I forgot, and then Jake reunites with his parents from the couple that was attacked previous episode 24. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Master Wu and Misako bits of them trying to figure out the dragon form. But they don't figure that out until I think episode 28. So, they don't decipher until that long. They found Misako though. Oh yeah, and Tommy Anderson and Brig Shoes. I'm sorry if I'm saying his last name wrong. Got cameos as Lego figures in the show. So, and then Lloyd, again being rude to his father's like, what else do you care about? And Garmadon says Garmadon literally just shows him a plan of Christopher, and Lloyd just was like, plans don't count. They don't have feelings. Or what's the point? You'll never. And then he just makes a reference to the Lego Ninjago movie. Again, I really feel bad for Garmadon in these scenes. To be honest, Garmadon's trying to learn. Like, he was resurrected, and he's literally trying his best to be good. But again, Lloyd's just being rude to him. Even though, like, we had literally after season 2, after the evil was removed, Lloyd was good to his father. Season 3 was good to his father. Season 4, season 5, obviously, and then season 8, like instead of Lloyd, young his father, he tried to bring Garmadon back. But then after that, and then literally in season 9, Lloyd isn't that mean or rude to Garmadon, and then literally at the end of episode 95, we see literally Lloyd trying to reason with Garmadon and is nice to him. And then in season 10, Lloyd just starts off yelling at Garmadon for some reason. And then now he's still yelling at Garmadon. I'm sorry. I just feel bad for Garmadon most this time. Like I want and sometimes I want Garmadon to kind of hit Lloyd. I know like it's not right for him to hit Lloyd, but like I kind of want Garmadon to hit Lloyd in some scenes because I feel bad for Garmadon in this scene with plants don't count and all that. So that's it for this episode. This episode ends with Kai, Skylar, Cole, and Wu reuniting, finding out on plans. Do next. So that's it for this episode. Compatible. So Kai basically talks to Skylar. He wants to be a couple, right? And Skylar's like, "You bring this couple and stuff on me, and since I haven't seen you forever." And then Kai's like mentions from season 11 um literally Seabound, which I'm not gonna say the season name because it's gonna be controversies. So um you know so they talk. So and then Kai's like, "I'm sorry," and Sky's like, "How about we save Ninja first, then we talk about us." And then we see literally um Kai. We also have Kai, Cole, and Wu. Now talking and saying that we're holed up with a bunch of people and communicated with the other ninja. And I'm like, can't you guys just communicate to each other with your hoods? It wasn't revealed why. Why didn't they communicate to each other with the ninja hoods? Are they pretending that they never communicated by ninja hoods? Because there was there was nothing that said that they can't communicate with their ninja hoods. I'm like, couldn't you have guys done that? But no, they used a radio. They fixed it, and they're like, oh yeah, and they try to make sure they don't say the actual warehouse. So they say the news never sleeps, and we see Jenny on their way to send a message to Monrovia. Lloyd and Garmadon are in the underground. And Pixel, Ultraviolet, Kilo, Fugitive, and um, Ronin basically, and are with Cyrus Borg, and they're waiting for Zane to be revived, which they did get rid of the Ice Emperor thing for this episode, which is good. Well, they fixed Zane, and then Master Wu's like, we should time to return the favor from Vanya, and unfortunately, they don't. Unfortunately, it was confirmed by the creator that they forgot that Vanya was queen. So we have Princess Vanya, which is Queen Vanya. So, and I'm like, even if they did forget, like, isn't she queen anyway? Like, what would Princess Vanya? It should be Queen Vanya anyways. So they say they should try to reach Vanya, but they can't reach her. So Vinny offers, to um right to the Ninjago City towers. I forgot the name of the place it was. Oh yeah, it was broadcast towers. Sorry, remembered now. Um, so Vinny suggests, and with Racer 7, now known as Blazy H Speed, which I guess it's cool name, but I mean, I'm probably gonna remember her more as Racer 7, but that's okay. So they plan on reaching the broadcast towers, but that's gonna be till the next episode. This episode, we still have them. Zane trying to be reprogrammed, while Cybersport shows the group, the 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 criminals. I mean, the former criminals, I guess is what I could call them. I guess they're net mechs, and they play around with it and they break some monitors a little bit with Cybersport. Not happy, has to fix it. Cybersport tries to rebuild Zane, but is unsuccessful. So Pixel has to say goodbye to Zane, and as soon as they're about to walk out, Zane just comes back to life, and they don't explain how he came back. He just somehow came back, and they're getting ready to basically walk out and fight the Crystal King and his army. And Pixel calls Mini Pix 7 to to release that samurai, to release the Ultra Combo mech from Core, that one. So they were releasing that for Pixel. And Pixel's now like, I'm ready. And that's where the episode ends. So, another fake out death, but, it's alright. These episodes now are being like, okay, like, after episode 22, these episodes are now going a little okay-ish. Not the best. Distress Call. This episode mainly was Lloyd and Garmadon Lloyd finally realizing Garmadon has changed for good for once. It's not hard, but after Garmadon doesn't destroy the infected Serpentine, he just puts them in a barrel. And Lloyd wonders where Garmadon's plant was, and Garmadon left his plant in the beginning of the episode, so they went back for it, and Lloyd apologized, and unfortunately, technically, there's still Lloyd's still angry with his father in some other episodes, which I mean doesn't make sense because they're supposed to stop arguing after this episode, but and then we have this other plot with Cole hyper H speed, lazy H speed. Bro, I'm gonna just call her Racer 7 at this point. I know she wants to be called lazy H speed, but yeah, I don't know. That's where they spend most of the episode. They literally just get in the truck and they just speed through everything until they meet it to the broadcast tower. We're cool. Oh yeah, and we also I forgot to mention that Nia sending the signal to Merlopia finally to the fish, and Nia thinks that it didn't work, and they're hoping. Cole tries to send a message with to Vanya on the broadcast tower, says that the Crystal King army, the council, especially his father, was attacking, and then the Dragonite presumably destroyed the message. So they abandon their mission. They go back to base, and that's pretty much the end of the episode. I feel like Vangelis would be very good for the villain of the episode. I guess, like how Mechanic and Pythor were villains of the episodes were 23 and 25. I feel like Vangelis would be, instead of a random Dragonite destroying the message, what if Vangelis was the one to do that, right? I mean, like, as soon as after Cole mentions Vangelis' name, Vangelis tries to destroy the message or something. And then, Cole knocks Vangelis away and they escape or something. That would have been much better than just seeing the Dragon Eyes, so. Oh, yeah, so now we got 3 more episodes to go. Episode 28, An Issue of Trust. So, this one basically has the ninja basically in the all reuniting finally together since episode 22. And, Master Room finally discovers and deciphers the scroll about the dragon forms from Varnish the Fool. And, they try to the ninjas, even Lloyd even tries to do dragon form, but they fail. So we cut to the Crystal King Overlord, with Pythor coming in and then literally the Overlord's about to punish the mechanic, Aspira, Pythor, and Vangelis for failing until Mr. F and Hermie comes in and tells where the ninja are hiding, and so the Overlord sends them to go destroy and crystallize everyone except the ninja. And the Overlord basically, and then the Cyrusborn sees them approaching and warns Pixel and her team, everyone, that the Crystal Council is about to attack. So they prepare for battle, and then Lloyd and Garmadon go off to fight Overlord with one of the new Cyrusborn's mech. And then Pixel doesn't give Garmadon luck, and Garmadon feels sad again. And then Garmadon pretty much doesn't think that Lloyd doesn't trust him, and Lloyd thinks I think so, and we're back to feeling bad for Garmadon episodes. With Lloyd, still shouting at Garmadon, even though the previous episode was supposed to be the I'm sorry episode from Lloyd. But nope, not happening. So they go and confront the Overlord, and Hermie and the Council, show up, and Hermie and her Dragon-Eyed go and report to the Overlord the battle has begun. Garmadon and Lloyd comes and destroys the crystal, one of the crystals, and the Overlord comes back and asks Garmadon, "Why are you helping the ninja?" And then he says, "Perish with them, like Omega did," and the episode is over. That episode's over, so they're preparing for the final battle. It took till episode 28. I feel like it could have started earlier, but we're finally at the moment where almost all the allies, are getting ready for battle. Then we get to Dragon Form, which is one of the most important episodes, I think, of Crystalized. Not just for the battles. I mean, there's also going to be something revealed cool later. So, the Lloyd and Garmadon attack the Overlord, and the Overlord basically gets into his, summons his, ultimate form, as in, like, his, Crystal King form, his big, form. His big Crystal King form, like he grows big, let's say that. And, he attacks them, and Lloyd asks Kurumi to join them, and Kurumi doesn't do it, and Garmadon and Lloyd attack the Overlord, and they fight while the ninjas are losing, and their Vengestone warriors are coming too close, and their powers are not working, and they're shooting down the Dragonites are shooting down the shot down Kilo and Ultraviolet and Ronin and turn them into Crystal Warriors. And they're about to win and beat the ninja and their allies, but more allies come in. So we see the Shintarians with Vanya and the Upply and Geckos and Mutts. So we see them come in, and the Shintarian guards. We see the Merlopians with Benthamar and Glutinous is there too. We see the Islanders with no Chief Mamantis. We don't see him. We just see his second command. I forgot the names of their Islanders, but they're there. We see the Serpentine, specifically the Hypnobrai with scales. Even though they could have brought Acidicus, since they did have his model, but Acidicus is not in this, not in the season, not in this scene either. So we see Dareth come in. We see Cole's father Lou come in. We see Sally and her parents come in. We obviously got, Racer 7, Racer 7, Hyper H Speed, or Blazy H Speed, or whatever. And and Ray and Maya is there too. Probably forgot someone, but, that is the majority I think that showed up in this episode. So, since all the allies are there, then Wu tells them that you can guys do the jump up, kick back, whip around, spin to regain your to get the dragon forms, which the 4 ninja do. Kai, Zane, Cole, and Jay, they do. They go and, destroy the Crystal Warriors, and they fight fight the council. Zane fights Mr. F and destroys Mr. F by Darth billboard sign. And then the rest of the council's just arrested. Just knocked out. And they're arrested later, so. Who we're gonna go start with? Let's see. So, before we see those fights come in, we cut back to the Overlord, which he's kind of like speeding up Lloyd and Garmadon with his powers, and he reveals to them that it was I who really corrupted the Great Devourer that bit your hand for Garmadon, and which Harumi just realizes and just turns against the Overlord, which at that point Harumi knew that Overlord was lying about peace. And also wanted to get revenge for her family, I know, yes, she didn't know that Pythor released it, but, technically Lloyd released Pythor and the 13, so, Lloyd is at fault too, so, that's what we got to see, but, that's good writing for Hermie. Hermie's helping them now, Lloyd and Garmadon, so. After the Overlord revealed this, and the Great Devourer, it makes sense because literally after Season 1, Season 2, we see that Venom make the Stone Warriors alive. That literally makes sense. It clearly makes sense for Season 2, and it clearly shows why Garmadon was free from corruption after literally destroying the Overlord. It shows, it makes sense. That was good continuity. That was very good. So, we've cut back to one of the worst fights. Nia versus Mechanic. Now, Nia doesn't even attack the Mechanic well enough. She does, but it wasn't her to beat the mechanic. So then Nia basically, unfreezes the shurikens, the one of the shurikens, and then she just drops the pole on the mechanic after the mechanic insulted Nia. But and then the Crystal Warriors come and Jay saves her. Mechanic's about to shoot her, but then Okino just comes in and just saves her. And of course Nia's okay with Okino just coming in. Nia didn't even destroy Okino. Like the other ninja destroyed their one of the council members. She didn't. So I mean Lloyd also didn't destroy Kirby either or attack her, but I mean Lloyd did though before. But he is technically destroying the Overlord. So and then Nia's like he is Okino, but like why didn't Okino just say I'm Okino? Why didn't he just say it? Like they could have just got an archive footage. Like they probably have archive footage of Okino saying, "I'm Okino." Why didn't he just say that instead? I do not know. We cut to Cole next. Cole basically fighting Vangelis, fighting Vangelis, and they have some good conversation because if you remember, Vangelis is not happy with what Cole did in season 13, so Vangelis attacks. Vangelis attacks Cole, so then Vangelis literally just attacks Cole, and he almost succeeds until the Upply basically, attack and save him with Adam as well, the spider. They save him, and Vangelis is defeated and Cole got his weapon back, so that's good. Kai is about to destroy Asphira, right? Until Pythor just comes in and captures Kai, and then Jay saves Pythor, and that's it for them both. And Jay zaps Pythor. Kai pushes Asphira away, and that's it, really. So we they celebrate. The ninjas celebrate their victory, and Asphira comes back and is like, "The Overlord will corrupt you," and Asphira's like, "I will have my revenge," and zaps away. End of scene. End of scene. End of episode with Overlord about to destroy them. Lloyd and Garmnon and the rest of the world. Roots. Final episode. Lloyd and Garmnon and Harumi are trying to attack the Overlord. And Garmnon is about to Garmnon is about to be attacked harshly, and Lloyd pushes him out of the way, and that's the end of the scene for her. And then Garmnon fixes death and pretends to die so Lloyd can get his Oni form, and Lloyd gets his Oni form, right? But he only uses it for 30 seconds, and he just gets scared by his reflection and gets blasted off. And Harumi is obviously still there, but she's injured a little bit, so, And then the ninja and Master Wu decides the ninjas to combine their elemental weapons and powers to, summon a golden ultra dragon to save Lloyd, and the ninjas, except Lloyd, get all corrupted. And I think the allies also get corrupted too, but I think so, but I'm not sure. But and then the Overlord is about to kill Harumi for the betrayal. Lloyd comes in with his Ultra Golden Dragon, and destroys the Overlord. He saves the day. He comes back and saves Harumi, and Garmadon, who revealed his fate his death, and Lloyd still argues. And basically, the ninjas awake, but they don't have their powers, and they see the Ultra Golden Dragon disappear. And Master was like, "Oh, the powers will come back." And then they, the ninjas, are going to rebuild the temple with Garmadon say goodbye to Christopher and then plant him in the ground. And then so they go and rebuild the temple. I mean, the monster Spinjitzu, sorry. And they, with their allies, and Hermie and Lloyd are kind of together, So, they go build the monastery, and we see Kai and Scour having a moment until Stareth ruined it. We see Jay and Nia talking to Bethamar. And then we have some other, and then Saint Pixel are together, Cole is, with the Upley and Vonio, so. And then, I mean, Lloyd is, basically trying to work, and Garmadon comes in and helps, and Lloyd's happy, and Rumi is helping with the commissioner. And the final words of the current series is remarkable, simply remarkable from Master Wayland. We cut to Christopher, and that's where the credits roll in. The end of Ninjago's current saga. That was it. It was a good season. I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't good. I mean, I will say though, the first half was good, and then 13 through 18 was good. 19, 20, and 21 was alright, I guess, but 22 was good, and then 23 to literally until 28, 27, they were all bad. 23 through 27 were bad. 28, 29, and 30 were better, but they were good. And, Harumi had a good character arc in this season, which I already explained why, Harumi's redemption also makes sense, and Harumi's character was honestly good, so. Harumi was a twisted character for those who want to remember that. She was crazy, and it's nice to see her redeemed. Nia though, her arc is bad. I'm sorry, just her arc is bad. Like, she was literally the focus of 3 through 6. I mean 2 through 6, but they didn't do anything special with Nia, to be honest. They just made her a helpless damsel in distress, and and they just give her back her powers, because why not, right? So, if I watch Seabound again and remember the ending, I'm gonna be like, this was like, there was no reason. At least with season 4, right? Zane had what? When he came back in a new body, and there was character development. What did Nia just came back in her original body, aka the human form, so. The other ninja were cool too, I mean, except Lloyd. Lloyd was good for the first half of the season, until we have episode 20, which starts the I feel sorry for Garmadon arc, which is what I just called it. I mean, I know it wasn't actually called that, but that's an arc which I'm gonna call it. I feel sorry for Garmadon. So we see Lloyd just yell at Garmadon for some reason. Because why does Lloyd yell at Garmadon? Because he doesn't trust him, but doesn't give him the chance to? Nope. And, even in episode 27, we're supposed to think that Lloyd is supposed to feel. We're supposed to be supposed to think that Lloyd does feel sorry for Garmadon. Nope. Because in episode 28 and literally 30, Lloyd goes back to, yelling at Garmadon for no reason. It's just sad, for Garmadon. I feel bad for him. I wanted Garnon to literally just attack Lloyd or something in the scenes, but we can't do that. So who else is good? The police stuff with the new ninja and the police. The new ninja and Hound Dog McBride. It didn't really wrap up well. It wrapped up when the ninja technically saved the day, but it technically wrapped up literally in episode 24 when Lloyd told the Hound Dog McBride saved Hound Dog McBride. So the arc was good until the end. So how about the Crystal King, the Council of the Crystal King? They really didn't do much. Aspira was literally Aspira had some tension in the first part, but after episode 6, Aspira became not an important character, villain. So, episode 8, Pythor was important for that episode, and he was important for episode 25, and then for the rest of the episodes, he didn't do much. Mechanic was important for half of episode 11, and a lot of episodes well, but then again, Mechanic didn't have his own episode, didn't have his own episode in the beginning until part 2. Vangelis same because he technically was the only main antagonist besides the masked person, aka Harumi, besides in those scenes. Vangelis was only there at the end of episode 7, so. So Mechanic only had 23. Vangelis was probably the weakest, besides Mr. F, Vangelis had nothing, to be honest. What was he didn't do not much of the season. Mr. F could have been literally replaced with, again, Klaus. Could have replaced him with Klaus. And I already explained in episode 12 what they could have done. Because they did have his voice actor who voiced the Overlord, so. The inconsistencies were not good, but what else do we have? The Overlord. The Overlord was kind of unmemorable this season. In season 2, he was memorable because he had a cool character. In season 3, he was alright, I kind of miss his character, his voice acting, from season 2 and 3, but they changed it, so. And then the Crystal King doesn't do anything. Honestly, Harumi does more than the Overlord and the Council of the Crystal King. Harumi appeared more than the Council, the Crystal King, and the Overlord. And she had a much better character than the other Council members. What was the development for the Council, the Crystal King? Especially Pythor, since he joined the Day of the Departed gang, and that. Did Pythor learn anything, or did Pythor and the Overlord interact? After Pythor was so happy to see the Overlord again? Nope. Did the Overlord mention Zane? Nope. He just cared about Lloyd, That's all, unfortunately. So. Scar and Pixel were cool characters, I guess. Kai, Jay, Cole, and Zane were all good. Who else? Fugidelve was good, I guess. Dareth was good. Twitchy Tim was alright. And then the other characters. The Ultraviolet. I don't really have a name for those criminals that helped out. Like Kill Low, Ultraviolet, Fugidelve, and Ronin were good. And yeah. And the Oni form. What was the point of Oni form in this season? They didn't do anything. The highlight of Oni form, I can tell you right now, is episode 14, Lloyd versus Hirumi. That was the highlight of Oni Lloyd. And he wasn't even full Oni at that point. He literally just had just pink arms and pink eyes. And, Garmadon was a good character except for being hurt by Lloyd. So, that's it for my thoughts. I'm not going to give a ranking, but, So, yeah, I hope you guys loved my big, long Ninjago Crystalized review, episode by episode. So, we'll see what happens in the new Ninjago series and see if I should, do a review for that too. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.